and welcome to All Brains Are Awesome. Today, I want to talk about my favorite thing to talk about, the brain. We all have different brains that are wired in a certain way to make us who we are. This impacts the way we take information, think, learn, play, communicate, and interact with other people in the world. We all have different things that come easily to us and different things we gotta work harder at. The way that all brains are different, we call that neurodiversity. Diversity means different, neuro means brain, so neurodiversity. And as we grow up, we'll get to know the ways in which our brain is unique, and we'll get to understand the brains of other people. So today we're going to talk about some of the many ways that all brains are different. The most important thing is that there's no right type of brain. There's no right or normal way to be in the world. There's no right way to learn, no right way to communicate or play or think or interact. There's no right way to do anything. Okay, awesome brains, let's go through some of the ways that our brains differ in the way that we sense, feel, think, and do things. I have the kind of brain that organizes information in charts with visual supports. So I've made us a chart. Let's go through it. Okay, number one, taking in information and sensory processing. Some brains might be sensitive to sound or smell or a lot of visual clutter. Some brains might need a certain amount of movement in order to feel comfortable and alert. And we might differ in terms of how much we notice. I have the kind of brain that notices everything, visually, sound, and that could be overwhelming, but it's also pretty cool. Besides making videos for you guys, I'm also a doctor, and turns out noticing a whole bunch of stuff is kind of helpful, but can be overwhelming to take in all that information. It's a trade-off. Number two, we differ in terms of what comes more easily and what we have to work a little harder at. Number three, communication. We may use our voice, our hands, communication assistive device. We might take long conversational turns or short conversational turns. We might look and listen at the same time or not. Some brains actually hear better when they're looking somewhere different. Number four, playing interests. We differ in terms of what we like, don't like. We might have a whole lot of interests or just a few that we're really into. We might like to play the same kinds of things, or we might like a whole lot of variety. Different brains prefer different amounts of time alone versus time with other people. That is me time versus we time. Some brains find it easier or harder to join in with others' play or conversations or feel comfortable making friends. Number six, our brains differ in terms of what is stressful to our brains. What stresses us out, overwhelms us, upsets us. Some of us are more sensitive to not getting enough sleep or being hungry or thirsty. We're just more stressed out by different things. Number seven, what helps us relax and cope with that stress? Maybe we listen to or create certain sounds. Maybe we need to move. Maybe we relieve stress more by me time or by we time. Maybe we're comforted by hugs or certain words or lots of space when we're stressed. Number eight, our brains have different ways of expressing ourselves, getting our feelings out, whether that be through talking or screaming. Big responses is a very common way for brains to express themselves. Music, dance, art, writing, all kinds of things. Number nine, our brains think differently. Some brains make plans, some brains go with the flow, habits. We differ in terms of, how much we want something a certain way and how we handle change or interruptions to our plans, or how well we handle kind of not knowing what to expect. We also differ in something called executive functioning, which is how our brain coordinates all of our thinking and planning and organizing. That ends up being really important for number 10, how we learn. Some brains learn best by seeing, hearing, doing things, a combination, and our brains differ in terms of what kinds of supports help us learn. So there you have it, and these are some of the ways that our brains can be different and unique. And it's just about learning about your brain and about the brains of other people so that we can celebrate our awesome brains. Some of these brain differences, when they occur in certain patterns or certain amounts, we have different words or terms for that, such as ADHD, autism, dyspraxia, dyslexia, dysgraphia. There's all kinds of terms that we can talk more about. The point is that all these different aspects all add up together to determine, what impacts your experience in your life. In conclusion, we all have different things about our lives that we want to understand, and learning about your brain is the best way to make sense of your life. This way you can learn what you need and how to get those needs met. You'll also be able to figure out how to understand the brains of other people, which will make a lot of things easier for you. And when you interact with other people, you'll find that there's some way that your brain is similar to the other person's brain, and many ways in which you're different. We need everyone's brains to work together. We can all use our strengths as brain teamwork to make the world a better place. Because, after all brains are awesome, especially yours. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to my station. See ya!